Hey there, Coach G, and we're going to start the year off with a functional movement workout. It's going to take less than 20 minutes, and we're going to focus on all the important movements that we need for everyday life. So you're going to need a mat, light set of dumbbells, an area for you to do a push-up, whichever is accessible to you. So it might be a kitchen counter, might be a wall, might be a dresser, something that's stable. If it's a chair, please make sure it's pushed against a wall. And when you're ready, we'll get started. Okay, our first exercise is a counterbalance squat. Let's start with our feet. We want our feet about hip width distance apart. Toes can be turned slightly out. I want you to make sure that the weight is in your heels. So wiggle those toes around and make sure that you're keeping your weight on the back. I want you to take a dumbbell. It doesn't have to be a really heavy dumbbell. And I want you to hold it out in front of you just to challenge your balance a bit more and give you a bit more of a core workout. So we are going for 10. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, that your chest is nice and proud, and you're really owning how strong you are. Take a minute to recover. Again, if you need to pause the workout at any point in time to give yourself an extra breath, no problem. Just pause and we can start again. And if you don't have time to do all 3 rounds, just do 2 rounds and then work up to it. Here we go. We're going for another set of 10. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Give your shoulders a little shake there. Again, it doesn't have to be a heavy dumbbell to be an effective workout. It's more about focusing on your form and making sure you're getting as much range of motion as is available to you today. Meet your body where it's at. We're going for one more round of 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There you go. One exercise down. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to go. Let's keep going. Okay, we're moving into a glute bridge, which is actually a hip extension exercise. I want you to make sure that you're not pushing your lower back too high because that's going to compromise your lower discs. So I want you to be nice and even and strong. I'm adding a little extra challenge by holding that same dumbbell that we used for the counterbalance squat, but you don't need to do that. Right now, I want you to focus on the movement. But if you're looking for more of a challenge, this is going to give it to you. So I just want you holding that dumbbell straight up in the air. Feet are hip width distance apart again. The more challenging aspect of this exercise is the closer your heels are to your glutes. So when you're ready, we're going for 10. Push up straight and down to a hover. 2, hover. 3, hover. 4, hover. 5, don't touch down. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it there for a second and drop. Big breath. I count because that helps me with my breathing. Get ready. We're going again. Arm up, stabilize. Again, if you need some extra support, just use your hands out at the sides. I'm trying to push a little, so we're going to give ourselves a little extra challenge today. Here we go for 10. 1, 2. You're going to feel a stretch through the front of your hip. That's when you know you've hit your end range of motion. 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. Give it a little hold. Nice big stretch and drop. Reset yourself. See how you feel. Again, if your back is arching at the top of the movement, think about tucking your pelvis in, and that will prevent that from happening. Arms up. Ready? Last set of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Great work, everybody. That one is a bit of a challenge. It's a bit sneaky, but from sitting so long, our hip flexors, they shorten, they get lazy, our glutes get lazy. It's the perfect exercise for that. So we're fighting gravity, and we're fighting aging, and we're fighting sitting at a desk all day. So let's move on to our next exercise. All right, we're moving into a push-up, our horizontal pushing motion. A lot of people ask me why they shouldn't do knee push-ups. And again, if that is all that is accessible to you, then that is better than not doing them at all. However, I want you to think of a push-up as a moving plank. And all I want you to focus on is the lower the incline, the more of your body weight is being transferred to that movement. So I want this nice long lever as you're moving through these exercises. So I'm using a bench. I'm going to step out until I'm in that plank position. And all I'm going to do now is focus on dropping my chest and pushing away for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, chin is tucked, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Give yourself a second, give yourself a shake. Again, it can be a kitchen counter. It can be, a secure, if you've got a blanket box in your bedroom, and you're just going to slowly decrease the incline. That's going to transfer more of a percentage of your body weight to the movement, and that's how you're going to progress it. But right now, again, meet your body where it's at. The other thing I want you to focus on is how far apart your feet are. So if you need a little more balance, especially as you're going lower, go ahead, take your feet a bit wider. That's not a problem. Just make sure that you're not twisting in the movement and that you're nice and strong. Here we go for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Again, give your shoulders a roll. Stretch up. We're not doing any static stretching while we're working out. It's all dynamic. Static stretching is for a cool down. We have one more set to go. So now, every time you do the exercise, think of it as feedback. What's your body telling you? What does it need? Does it need more challenge? Or are you good where you are? Or do we need to pull it back a little bit? And that can change day to day. So we're going to do one more set of these. Ready? Find your foot position. Keep this pelvis tucked under so you're nice and strong. Here we go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Push your body back. Well done. That's a tough one. So again, you're going to get stronger. The workouts don't get easier. You just get stronger. We've got 2 exercises left. I'll meet you back at the mat. Okay, you did your push. Now we're going to do our pull. So, feet are hip width distance apart. Knees are soft. That's called athletic stance. I like it to call it your ready stance, so that you're not locking your knees. Now you're just going to push your bum back as though you're closing a door behind you. You're going to let those weights drop naturally. Make sure your shoulders are back and down and they're not up by your ears. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to put it in my pocket for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Give yourself a second or two before we move into the next round. Again, if you find your back is arching, think about keeping that pelvis tucked. Again, always start with your feet. Make sure everything is nice and stable, that you feel very strong in your position. Knees are soft. We're going to shoot our hips back until we're at about a 45-degree angle, and we're going for another 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. How do you know if the weight is too heavy? If your form is falling, if you're finding that you can't get your hand to the pocket, if you find that you have to arch your back or, engage some of your bigger muscles to do that movement, then that weight's too heavy. And again, if you're not feeling it in those last 2 or 3 reps, then it's not heavy enough. One more set. Here we go. Feet, knees, hips. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Great work. We've got one exercise left, and it is a vertical pressing movement. You may want to go down in your dumbbells here, and again, you may just want to hold soup cans or water bottles. Again, it's about meeting. This last exercise is called an Arnold press, and it is a compound arm movement where we're going to be working a number of different muscles. One of the reasons that I tell you to use a lighter weight when we are working on things that specifically involve our shoulders is the fact that the rotator cuff, which is just the cuff of muscles that support our shoulder joint, are 4 very, very small muscles. And so it's really important that we don't lift too heavy a weight with them because they're very, very easy to tear, and it takes months and months to recover from any kind of shoulder injury. So you're better to start small, great range of motion. So get into your ready stance, your athletic stance, feet, knees, make sure that hips are tucked under. And I want you to just draw your belly button in a little, just like maybe somebody's gonna, tickle you or sucker punch you. And I want your arms up in front, nice and strong. We're going for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I love this exercise because you've got some shoulder movement and mobility here. You've got all different kinds of arm muscles involved in the process, from your forearms to your biceps to your triceps. And so it is just a great all around. When you're short on time, we're going to get the most into it. So again, ready stance, hips are tucked in, belly button's pulled in a little bit. Here we go. 10 more. So I'm going from my palms facing me to facing you. 1, 2, 3. Dropping your elbows. 4. Elbows to your ears. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great work. We have one set left. If you're doing this exercise first thing, this is going to set you up to have tons of energy through the day. Not to mention the sense of accomplishment that you got it done. All right, one more set. Here we go. Arms are up, nice and strong. I'm in my ready stance. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, nice and strong, 9. Last one. Push. And you're done. Great work, everybody. You know, just showing up for yourself is accomplishment in itself. So be proud of what you accomplished today, and I'll see you next time on the mat.